Okay, this is a review of the ATUMTEK Selfie-Stick plus tripod plus wireless Bluetooth remote shutter for mobile phones. So it packs quite a punch with those three with those three features in a really nice compact form. It's like a compact umbrella, as it were. In fact, it opens out like an umbrella when you get to the tripod feature. I'll show you that in a moment. So okay, let me just show you the way it expands. First of all, so you just pull this top up, and it basically opens out like a telescope. It's telescopic with its extension, and it goes really far. This is amazing. That's really far. That's the maximum. So you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 telescopic segments. So this really goes far. Look at that. So that's and this feels so well made. Every height feels there's no slack whatsoever. No slack. It's absolutely sturdy. So you feel in total control. Even at a long distance, the longer the distance, I imagine more shake. We'll see in a moment. But that is quite amazing in terms of its reach for a selfie. So you get a more wider selfie view. So let's just pull that back in. Because what I want to do is just now show you how the phone fits in. So I'll just make sure both the way I'm fitting my phone, you've got to make sure it's not hitting any buttons, especially the camera button. So that looks okay. So that fits in as such, and you can rotate like this. Just rotate around, or you can tilt like this. Okay, and if you want it in portrait mode, because this is landscape, if you want it in portrait mode, we would tilt it like so, and then like this. I had to think for a moment how to get to that position, but it's all manageable. So okay, so that's the way it rotates, and then you can just put it back horizontal like that. Okay, so there is another feature, which is the wireless remote. Well, no, let's get to the tripod. I'll show you the tripod next. So with the tripod, you have it closed in like this, and what we do is just unclip the bottom here, and then we don't pull out the legs. The instruction says never pull out the legs. We just pull on that like that, and then it springs out like an umbrella, as I mentioned earlier. And there we go. We have a nice tripod. So I'll just raise this up a bit so you can see the tripod. There you go. Right. So we got and of course that can go higher, but just for the sake of the video, we'll just keep it at that height. Now the other feature is on here. Oops! As you lift it up, the legs come in, but you can't force them out again. So unless we do that, like that. That's the way to open out the legs. Don't open out the legs forcefully in that direction. Okay, and I'm just and don't ever push down while it's opened out. You've got to lift it up. Okay. So there's some rules to bear in mind in caring for this excellent ingenuity of a selfie stick or tripod. So I'm going to show you the Bluetooth, the wireless remote shutter. which is on here, and we can actually take this out. It's a USB-C charging remote, and I'm just going to switch it on like that by holding it down. I have charged it, but it came charged already, so I'm just going to put that on the floor, and let's put that over here. And you're going to say cheese because I'm going to take a selfie. And first of all, just going to doesn't recognize my fingerprint. There we go. Now let's get the camera up. We're going to do a selfie. There we go. Now, if I click this button here, okay, so it says not. Oh, you can't actually see it. It's a bit too overexposed, isn't it? Let's just. It's in rotation mode. Let me just dim it so that you can actually see it. Okay, and bring that back up. Bring that back up. Okay, so you can see it now. And what I'm going to do again is click, and at the bottom it actually says. I'll just show you. So when I click it, it says zoom currently not available. So it's not clicking the camera shutter, it's clicking the zoom button. So to fix that, it's all about how the camera buttons are set. So it's set, when I click it, it's trying to do the zoom. So what I need to do is go into settings. Whoops. I need to click on the cogwheel up here. So every camera software probably have different assignments of the buttons, you see. So I'll need to scroll down here until I get to use volume key as. Now you see that? Use volume key as. I'm going to click on that. Then I'm going to click on shutter. And nothing else. I'll escape that. Just want to make sure, click on the right button. There we go. Get rid of that. Now, if let's try that again. So I've got the button here. I'm going to say cheese. And there. So actually I had it on video. So, but yeah, it did the trigger. I accidentally had it on video there. Shall we try it again? Just make sure it's on a picture. Just for souvenir sake. There you go. You hear the camera click there. So if it's only when you press a button, sometimes it will say zoom. Another software might say it might be controlling the volume itself. So basically, you want to set. It seems like it's defaulted to the volume button of some phones, maybe on different. This is a Sony Xperia XZ Premium. So maybe if you have a Sony, it will be the same. If you have a Samsung Galaxy or what have you, maybe slightly different. But just go into settings and assign the key accordingly, and then your remote shutter will work. So that covers everything, and this is just a brilliant gadget. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so well made and so cleverly done and in such a compact way. Okay, thanks for watching.
Hey folks, so today we are reviewing this ATUMTEK Selfie-Stick / tripod, and I previously bought some stuff, actually a phone mount from ATUMTEK All-in-One-Handystativ and I really liked it, so I got this one. And it's a little bit of a mixed bag, so first of all, it comes in the box, of course, and we have this little USB-C charger for the remote. And if you look at this thing, it looks like a solid, like a rod. I have bought another one of these, not from this brand, from another brand. And essentially, it's very similar in design. In fact, this looks also similar. So let's take off this thing over here. And essentially, what you have here is the remote for the Android slash iPhone, clicking thingy. Comes off easy enough. One of the flaws that we see over here, which is the same thing in the other one also, is that when it charges, which is super awesome, the outside actually looks really nice, but there are no LEDs or anything to actually showcase that this thing is actually charging or how much charge is left. There's not like a button that you can press and say, oh, how much charge is left. And that is a significant flaw in the design of this thing, because, you may be ending up in a place where there is no charge in this thing. So that's a huge design flaw, and I don't know how or why these designers actually went that way. But let's put that away for a second. The second thing, actually, also there's a problem is, it fits into this thing, and that is super nice, right? I mean, there's a place for it. But also, what happens, it's not like it cannot get dislodged. It can get dislodged actually relatively easier. I just pull it and it comes off. So there is no lanyard, there's no nothing through which you can actually keep it in part of the selfie stick. So this is nice, right? But again, understand that you may potentially end up losing this thing without any means to secure it. So, okay, let's put that away for a second. And then the way this thing actually works is essentially it is primarily for portability versus the ease of use. Portability versus build quality, and this is very heavily indexed on portability. So it essentially is like, you take this thing, the front over here, the rod over here, and you start pulling this thing actually there, and it starts coming off a little bit, and you can see right now you can pull it off, and out comes the selfie rod. So first of all, it's not super heavy, but it is on the little bit on the heavier side. So it's not like the lightest selfie stick that you've seen. It can extend actually. The really good thing is actually it can extend really, really far. And before we go there, let's look at the quality of this clamp. Of course, you can bend it backwards and forwards, both sides, which is actually really, really nice, because that way you can take pictures whichever way. Here's a cell phone. Let's place it over here, and it holds on without any problem. Not a whole lot of doubt that it's going to drop the cell phone, right? So that it actually holds on pretty well. So let's take this one off, and with that, let's extend it. And you can see this is right now, I would say, probably like 1.5 feet, and you keep on extending and you keep on extending, and like a monster, this thing actually keeps on extending and extending and extending. It actually goes, they claim almost 6 feet, 6 feet, 62 inches, I think is what they say, and it does go that far, right? So that part is fine. Now about the bottom, basically they essentially they say, fully what you should be doing is actually pushing this thing down to actually open it, but it doesn't open that way. You have to very gently nudge the bottom open. Once you nudge the bottom open, then you can just push from here, and the legs basically just expand, and there, right, they lock. So that part is pretty nice. This part is the rod is basically aluminum, solid aluminum. I shouldn't say solid aluminum. It's aluminum with some sort of, I think, backing with maybe minor plastic. Here you can see at the edges there is a small amount of plastic maybe, or maybe it's all aluminum, I don't know. The construction is really hard to make out, but it feels solid enough. In fact, there's one side that hasn't yet opened, and this is very, very tall. I'm going to show that to you in a second maybe. So, and then you stand it up, and it stands up just fine. These things are probably, I would say, something on the order of probably 7 inches long. So this actually holds quite well. I actually did place my phone holder on this thing, and let's now look at a vertical shot to see how tall this thing is. Okay, so apologies, I have changed the orientation of the camera, but that was the only way to actually show how tall this thing really is. And you can see it actually, it doesn't even fit in the frame completely. That's how tall it really is. And my height is, I will say, my height is around over here. So if I come and place it over here, I'm about average height for United States, 5'7" 6 inches, somewhere around there. And this is maybe 2 inches shorter than this. This can take a very nice picture from wherever you want, right? You're likely not going to be using it this height as well anyways. Like these kind of selfie sticks slash tripods are not meant for that height. I would expect, like usually when I'm taking picture, I'm holding my camera at around this height. So if we actually push it down around this level, this is reasonably solid. I have another selfie stick that I bought, which I'll carry over all the time, and it's around the same, right? So this works very well. Overall, the construction and all is pretty decent. Including the little phone mount thingy. It's a 4x5 on all accounts, I would say. No issues with this thing. In fact, one of the things that I will give to it is actually these things, these little mounts at the bottom, the one that are connecting. These are actually made out of aluminum or whatever metal. These things are plastic. The legs themselves, but these things are metal, which gives a little bit more rigidity than what I have in my other one. So it's actually 4x5, I would say. Like this is a big oversight. No idea on how much charge is left and all of that, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe others may like it, but I don't particularly like it. I like when my thing actually has a solid indicator saying how much charge is left, or at least a way to turn it off so that I can preserve battery. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Justo es que al tirar tenemos que tirar del mecanismo con muelle. Yo preferiría tirar de algo sólido. No es el mejor sistema, pero queda tan encajado y tan compacto que, bueno, no está mal. Yo lo que hago es tirar un poquito y cuando sale ya lo sólido del mecanismo, ahí ya tiro y empieza a salir, y empieza a salir, y empieza a salir, hasta casi 1,60 m de trípode. Esto es realmente gigantesco, es muy grande. Y ya cuando se sube del todo, se extiende las patas, que es la manera de usarlo, con las patas extendidas. Es enorme. Fijaos la cosa gigantesca que tenemos aquí. Muy bien para grabar pues, vídeos para redes sociales a la altura de los ojos, más o menos. Una cosa buena de este trípode es que para cerrarlo simplemente presionamos y baja. No hay que apretar ninguna bolita, no hay que girar ningún mecanismo, va por presión y está bastante duro, o sea que aguantará bastante peso. Va todo por presión, no hay que andar desatornillando, apretando, ni nada. Cuidado con los dedos al cerrar. Yo apretaría así, simplemente desde arriba voy apretando, sin tocar aquí, porque si te pillas aquí un dedo, amigo, es ligeramente peligroso, pero ya una vez que te pasa y no has perdido un dedo, pues ya no te vuelve a pasar. Simplemente presión, bastante duro, y al girar este soporte, que es el donde se pone el móvil, pues claro, es extensible con el muelle que hemos visto, aquí cabe cualquier móvil realmente, gira así 180 grados, y otra cosa interesante es que gira 360 grados, clac, 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 muy duro. O sea, se puede el móvil mover prácticamente hacia cualquier posición. Eso está muy bien también. Si queremos cerrar, apretamos, que encaje y queda perfectísimamente cerrado. Si no queremos usar el mando a distancia, no hace falta. Si lo quitamos y no queremos usarlo, sí que queda un poquito feo esto aquí. Así que yo lo dejaría puesto aunque no lo usemos. Va con la parte de abajo, con el puerto abajo, y se encaja así. Para sacarlo se empuja un poco hacia arriba, pero esto es sólido, durísimo. Vamos a ver cómo se empareja este mando al teléfono. Lo sacamos de su posición, presionamos un par de segundos, se enciende la luz verde, seleccionamos Bluetooth en nuestro móvil y elegimos el dispositivo llamado ATUMTEK. Abrimos la cámara y dentro de los ajustes de la cámara, que en Android estará en casi siempre en el mismo sitio, buscamos por abajo la opción de qué función tiene el botón de volumen, acción del botón de volumen, y en vez de volumen o lo que sea, o zoom, elegimos obturador, que es el botón de disparo. Una vez seleccionado el botón de disparo, al presionar el mando, pues haremos fotos o vídeos. Y si está grabando vídeo y volvemos a presionar, se corta el vídeo. Sencillo, muy útil, perfecto. Y poco más, un trípode estupendo realmente, con una apertura ligeramente complicada. Podemos colocar los teléfonos con total facilidad. Gira fácilmente en todas las posiciones, como veis, con simplemente presión. compresión entra y sale, y compresión sube y baja. E incluso se puede llevar grabando en la mano fácilmente, fotos nocturnas. Así que un gran dispositivo, más que recomendable. Estéticamente es la bomba y queda compacto, muy bien. Un saludo y hasta siempre.
Hola, este sería el palo selfie trípode. Tiene unas dimensiones bastante generosas. Si lo comparamos a algún otro, es bastante grande, pero también bastante robusto. En esta parte tiene el control remoto por Bluetooth, con la particularidad de que se carga a través de un puerto USB tipo C. Si tiramos de esta parte, sacamos el soporte para el teléfono, el cual podremos girar 180 grados hacia adelante y atrás y 360 grados en horizontal. Cabe un teléfono de 6,6 pulgadas sin ningún problema. El cilindro central es de aluminio, todo lo demás es de plástico. Y tiene la ventaja de que es muy estable por las dimensiones que tiene. Comparado con este otro, por ejemplo, pequeño, pues podemos ver la diferencia. Y este pequeño, pues sí, es muy portable, funciona bien como palo selfie, pero como trípode, pues es muy inestable. Mientras que este tiene la ventaja de que es muy robusto y es muy estable. Y la altura a la que puede subir es muy superior. Como palo selfie se comporta muy bien, solo que al ser pesado hay que sujetarlo firmemente para que no se nos mueva el teléfono. Y como trípode, ya digo, pues es muy estable y no nos va a dar problemas. Lo único que esto no lo podemos quitar y poner como en otros un adaptador de este tipo para roscas de 1/4 de pulgada y poder poner, por ejemplo, aquí una cámara de acción o una cámara reflex o una cámara compacta o un foco de luz, por ejemplo, sino que aquí se nos limita mucho el uso que le vamos a dar, puesto que es simplemente para teléfono. No es para llevarlo en un bolsillo, evidentemente, como sí puede ser este, sino que en este caso pues tenemos que llevarlo en una mochila y demás. Pero vamos, el pequeño y el grande se complementan perfectamente. Y nada más, espero que el vídeo y mis impresiones le puedan ser de utilidad a alguien y un saludo. Hasta luego.
Okay, so a quick look at the selfie stick so you know what to expect. As you can see, it's a pretty compact stick, it's very easy to carry around, and the build is pretty okay. In order to open it, just need to grab this edge and just start pulling. So inside we have this telescopic rod, which is composed of multiple sections. When fully extended, this rod is around a 54-inch high. The rod is only held with friction, so I always feared that over time these would get loose, but I own a couple of these selfie stick and they've been holding just fine. This here is the phone holder. It's made entirely out of plastic and it's spring loaded. There's a thin layer of silicone at the top and at the bottom, and this gripper is very shallow. So let me demonstrate with this iPhone XR. As you can see, this iPhone with a thin case is at the limit of what this phone holder can manage. And as expected, this phone holder can swivel and tilt, otherwise it wouldn't work as a selfie stick. On the other end of the selfie stick, we have the handle, which can open up and becomes a tripod. So as you can see, the interior is made out of metal, so these crossbar as well as the stem in the middle, but these legs are made out of plastic. But to be honest, these plastic feet don't cause any problem with stability, and I think one of the big reason why is because this tripod can only extend by 54 inch, so a bit shorter than a lot of them. And lastly, this here is the Bluetooth remote for activating the shutter. There's a single button, and at the bottom we have a USB-C port for charging. Alright, so that is it for this tripod. Obviously it's not extra heavy duty, it's not the one that extends the furthest, but if you look for something that is very compact and you favor that over all else, this is a nice option. Hopefully this gives you an idea what this is about. Thank you very much for watching.
I'm reviewing this ATUMTEK Selfie-Stick. It is a very long selfie stick. To put in your pocket is not that convenient. It's just won't go in all the way. It weighs 340 grams. Like, it's on the heavy side, but what I like is it would extend up to 62 inches. So let me demonstrate. To open this, you will slightly bring open the base, the tripod base, and then you pull on top of the foam clamp, and then it will pop this open. So once that's open, you keep pulling, and when the stem come out, you will continue to pull this open all the way. What I like about this selfie stick, unlike other selfie stick, is this doesn't rotate. Really sturdy, fixed on the stem, and look at the extension. 62 inches, right to my eye level. Very nice. And to collapse this, just push it all the way in. Keep pushing. There it is.
There's little clicking motions there. You hear it? So it takes 4 clicks to go 180 degrees. So you can do that as well with it. It's got a nice firmness to it. That is the top. And when you first extend the tripod, yeah, you have to pull on this, which worries me because that is just a basic spring load there. And it takes quite a bit of exertion for to pull that. You can see my thumbnail going white with the exertion. So if that worries me, in case it just pops off one day and you're left with no tripod, no selfie stick. It is big. That's it there. There's the legs. Maybe it's more suited to indoor use than outdoor use. But all in all, feels quite quality. It does feel quality, but that spring loading, pulling it out from the top, it has me worried.
Mana why there is two different ways? Kalau I see tu.
There's a lot of difference.